Okay, I just got done building my Traeger Junior. I'm now going to do the initial fire up of the grill. Need to open the lid. I've already removed, well actually the stuff was never put in there. So I've got it plugged in. I can see that the burner is clear. So now let me flick on the switch. There's nothing in the way of the auger. The auger's moving very slowly, which I guess is good. You don't want those pellets flying in the burner. Now let's check the air. I can feel air. I'm not going to touch a rod, but let me see if I can feel like it's getting hot. I can't really tell yet. I can smell something though. Still can't tell. Okay, it feels like it's getting warmer. Maybe it won't hurt to be sure. I won't bore you with this, so I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, it was very clear. You get your hand close enough, and it's hot, and you can actually see smoke. So I'm going to go turn this off and go to my next step. Alright, I've got pellets in the hopper. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up for the first time. On high. And I can hear it going, so I'm going to pause it for now and we'll see what happens. Okay, it's been on for maybe about 2 minutes. I can see the pellets starting to come in. This is, remember, my very first, as I've turned it on, this is the first time we're trying it. So there the pellets go, and we'll check back in a few minutes. Okay, so I read the directions I was supposed to turn it off, so I did. So now I'm going to turn it to smoke and turn it back on and wait for a flame. But that smells good. It smells like a barbecue kind of. Alright, we'll let it, I guess it smells like wood burning. Alright, we have smoke. And guess what? Where there is smoke, there's fire. Actually, you'll see just kind of a glow. But anyway, I'm going to stop. There you go. You can see it? We're going to stop it now. Well, the directions say to let it cool down, but how does it cool down when the fire keeps on going? Anyway, it is turned off. You can hear, but it is turned off. It is turned off. I did put the thing in there, so I'm going to go ahead and put the other 2 pieces on, and we'll see what we'll fire it up again, I guess. Alright, I got all the pieces in. I took their suggestion, put the foil in there. Got the pot there. Still kind of smoking a little bit. I think I'm going to fire it up and we'll see what happens. Okay, I see smoke still. Well, the thing was burning, so I'm sure it's still burning. Interesting note, you can probably hear the fan, and whenever I watch videos I've always kind of thought, wow, that fan's loud. You know what? That fan is kind of loud. It's hard to believe that I guess I didn't really think it would be full blast all the time, but I guess that's how the convention works. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let it go for 45 minutes. We'll call it that season. I'm going to close the lid. And you know, when this is done, I'm going to do this Costco challenge. We've already got the chicken, so I'm going to assume this is going to work out, but we'll let the temperature get hot first, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, we'll check back later. Bye. I just wanted to give a really quick update. It's only been on for about 5 minutes. Of course, I accidentally left on smoke, but we're up at 300 degrees right now. Got Costco, which is where I bought this. Said that this thermometer is pretty accurate. Once again, this is a Junior. It's nice enough to come with the thermometer. And the thermometer I was worried about, it was going to stick out a lot, but it actually isn't very deep. You can probably tell right there. I think it's going to work. Alright, these are the chicken that we're going to try our Costco challenge with. Or the chicken challenge between Traeger and Costco. Anyway, we'll prep them and we'll get back to you. Alright, the chicken are seasoned. I think we're going to cook this breast side up. I've never done this before, so I don't know. Of course, my wife had to tell me which side was the breast. We seasoned it, both sides. And, of course, we did forget to dry the chicken after we washed it. We did rinse them off, took out the stuff from the inside, but I forgot to dry them off. So we had some water on the bottom of the pan that we did get out of there. Put olive oil on them and put the Traeger seasoning, this stuff right here. And so we're going to give it a try and see what we're going to put on the grill right now for about 70 minutes. I don't know if you can hear that, but that was sizzling going on in there. I just put the chicken in just a couple of minutes ago. I wanted to clean a little bit of the kitchen real quick. Temperature's on high, as it's supposed to be. I know this is really dark, but it is nighttime. And I'm using my iPhone 4S. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. We'll have to see how it turns out when I look on the computer. But the chickens are in there. We're gonna see. They are in there. They already smell really, really good. Anyway, they've only been in there for a couple minutes, so I'm gonna keep that closed and check on it in an hour. I've set my timer for an hour. I'll check my pellets. I already added some just to be sure. Of course, you can't really see that, so I'm not going to bother to keep recording that. So we'll see you in an hour. We'll check back with it. All right. Well, I thought I better note this. We had a little bit of a setback, as you notice. My temperature is below 150, but we got smoking again. Turns out, and I don't think it's worth showing you, but maybe I'll try anyhow, that the pellets, and yeah, you can't see, well, they stopped going down. That was kind of disappointing, but we're smoking now. You can probably see. So hopefully, with a little luck, we're okay. We're gonna go ahead and let it go. I'm gonna check the temperature now in about an hour. Well, it would be an hour. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to cook it in at least another 20 minutes. All right. So note to self: watch those pellets. Alright, so I found out my iPhone has a light even for video. For some reason I only thought it had it for still. So this is cool. So we're back in business. It was a long time for me, but if you're watching this, it happened just a second ago that we ran out of pellets. Or the pellets didn't run out, they just stopped going down. Unfortunately, I don't know how long. So the grill turned down, or the barbecue, the trigger, got cold and still not quite up, but it is smoking. I want to show you this. The juices are flowing. Maybe it's hard to tell because there's a lot of smoke coming out there, but look at that. So, not sure if that means I'm going to have dry chicken because all the juices are coming out, or that's what it's supposed to be doing. Anyway, so we're on high. If I can get this in focus. And we have plenty of pellets. I guess I'm going to have to watch it. I don't know if you can tell through the video, but there's like a hole here. And what happens is those pellets, there must not be enough gravity or something so those pellets don't go down. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on it. Be back later. Alright, my temperature, with our little mishap, we're about hour and, well, lost track, 15 or 25 minutes into it. Temperature never made it back up to 450. Let's take a look at the chicken. There's our chicken. Looks really good. I'm going to get a thermometer and we'll check the temperature. Alright, back with the thermometer. See what happens here. Alright, here's the end result of our chicken. Got to 170. We're going to let it cool or sit for 15 minutes and eat. It's late.